All right, what's up, guys? Just making sure we're live on a few things. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh, might need to start back up. 1 second. Okay, we're live. We're live. Yep, we're live everywhere. We're good to go. Everybody say something. Keep it going. Okay, so we got backyard football going. Taking that off. That's how I focus myself, guys. I have the document called Backyard Football, and it's because Alex Hormozy was like, he was talking about how life needs to be simple sometimes, and he was basically like, in one of his books, a business person who was more experienced than he was at the time, probably still to this day was looking at him and say, too many people try to be cute. We want to play backyard football. Two fat guys down the middle running the ball. And so I try to simplify my life when I start to get too complex up here. Because I just yesterday, and then I'll jump into the actual stream for you guys. But I was thinking I have $1,500 a month and like 20 to 30 hours a week. But all of that is split between advertising for poop scooping, trying to make shorts, trying to make longs, trying to make this stream good. Like, how should I funnel all this? How should I prioritize all this to focus my resources to get more impact out of this stuff? And so, 1 second. Gotta start the recordings. And so that's really what I was looking at. I was like, how do I prioritize all the things that are splitting my attention so that I can improve the most and get the most leverage on showing up for you guys here every morning and like trying to make content, trying to think about viral content. And basically I realized my bandwidth right now is pretty tapped with streams, and this is a more interactive experience. So I was basically between, I could go straight to paid ads for a community offer, which has higher CPMs because of, people don't know me very well, so the marketing doesn't perform as well, versus advertising the stream or advertising longs. So I can spend my $1,500 and 30 hours a week on creating really good longs, really good streams, or a really good paid offer that gets me some cash flow so I can invest in that stuff later. So I basically made the decision to go all in on streaming because it's the best for community, the best for interacting with you guys, and the best for building like 50 fans. 100 fans, because that's really all I need to get this thing going. I need 50, 100, 150 relationships, and then from those relationships, some of these people will want to do community challenges with me to create longs. And then as the top of the funnel grows, some people will want to convert into my matchmaking thing, and I might find that I can get more people for community than dog parent community, and then I have to make two kind of matchmaking services, one for dog parents and one for people who just want to live in community. And so these are all the things that I'm thinking about. Just, I don't know, really just trying to put on better content for you guys and be able to spend more time on this so I can build more community. Like that's really what I'm here about, because loneliness is an epidemic and we're here fighting it one call at a time. So that's a little bit what I got for you guys on what I've been thinking. And that's why I had my backyard football thing up. I was also kind of planning out Facebook ads, so on and so forth. And videos like Mr. Beast is another document I have up. And then just my stream segments, long ideas, so on and so forth. We're going to refresh restream though, so we make sure we know. Oh no, we're good to go on there when chats are coming in, because we want to be able to see the chats. We're also going to take a second and look at the market, because I was so engrossed in what I was doing, creating the next ad. So basically, guys, I picked streaming for community purposes, which means we're going to be spending $1,500 a month on ads, and maybe $1,000, and I might still test $500 with the paid offer, because getting cash flow now is always good. But we're going to be running the majority of our ads and the majority of our time on growing this stream, which means we're going to be running ads to get a list of people who want to come onto the stream and giving $100 giveaway every month for people who call in. We want to incentivize call-ins so we have a more interactive stream, so we have more engaging shorts, so we have a better community. And so we're just building something. We're building something. And we're just going to hit that until the funnel starts to get too big to not monetize. So there you have it. I'm going to take a second. I'm going to look at the charts, guys. We're going to take a look at the hour chart. Let's see what we got here. The first thing I see is a huge bullish fair value gap and a huge bearish fair value gap. So we have a bearish fair value gap yesterday at 7 a.m., but we can disqualify that because we tapped into it at 9 a.m., which is crazy because I was so confused as to what was happening. Yeah, remember when I was like, oh, it might go to this other low yesterday? It ended up going to that other low and then coming into the fair value gap it created. So the concepts held yesterday, just not at not from 7 to 8 a.m., just 8 and 9 is when you got some good trades going. Then after that, so we used that fair value gap already to go lower, and we took a low. So we used that fair value gap. We took a low. So from external back to internal, we're looking for an order block. We disrespected a bearish order block and created a bullish fair value gap. So now we're kind of looking at a CISD, honestly. Bullish fair value gap, change in state of delivery because we took a high as well. And we took a second high, actually. So now, really what I'm looking for is, oh, and it's already dropped back into the fair value gap at 7 p.m. yesterday. And it's gone up to take a high already. And let's see. So we've taken a high. So we're going back into internal, which here's an order block that was created. Dropped back into used. Just took a high again. Okay. So I got what we're doing. That was a little more complex than usual. Let me, it was just because of what I saw first. I started way further back than I needed to. But right now, we've taken a high. Just barely. But we did take a high. And while we were taking that high, we created a bullish fair value gap right around what is now a bullish order block. So we're looking for price probably at the 740 mark to start going short into the bullish fair value gap at 6 a.m. or the order block from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. It's going to be going short into either of those. And it might start reacting at the 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Order block. But what's cool about this, so we'll keep our eye on it. We'll really start looking for a trade around 730. What's cool about this is the order block, the 25% mark of the order block is going to be right alongside the fair value gap. So I imagine this is going to be a pretty potent tap into the order block in the fair value gap and then move up. So lucky for you guys who are trading from 8 to 10 because you'll probably catch the move up, but I will have to catch the short into it. Okay. So 23% of the order block is right above the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap, or maybe right at the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap. So I think we have a pretty good trade going long out of this, but I'm going to be taking it short back into all that. And so hopefully it doesn't collapse this fair value gap before 8 o'clock, and it just starts heading that way at around 7:40, 7:35. And that's when I'll be taking the trade. So for the next 25 minutes, I'll just be focused on you guys and the stream. Yeah, so that's the market analysis. Got to make sure I'm off do not disturb. So guys, we do a few things on this stream. We're here to help people feel connected, and we're here to help people laugh. We help people feel connected on the stream by answering their questions on community and answering their questions on communication. That's what we do on stream. In real life, we have a dog parent community here in Austin that has a free Facebook group that we try to do one event a month. And in addition to that free Facebook group, we have a matchmaking service that we're planning to start free and kind of paid and grow it from there. But yeah, we're matching people up and running events for people to help them get space to connect in real life. We need to get better at running events and facilitating connection at these events, but that's what we do right now. We also on stream like to hear people's dog poop horror stories or their favorite stories about their dog to get a heartwarming aw or a laugh kind of early in the morning so you can start your day a bit more encouraged. That's what we're trying to do on stream. So helping people get connected, helping people laugh. The laughter is to help you de-stress, right? And how we help you de-stress in real life is our discount club for dog parents that we're trying to grow and our poop scooping service. So one chore off your list that you don't have to think about, and we help you de-stress a little bit by helping you save money. That's what we got for you guys. That's why we're here on stream. That's why we show up every morning for the past, month and some change. So we've been pretty consistent. I think, unfortunately, guys, I'm going to have to miss this weekend because the father-in-law is coming in town, and I don't want to be out in the kitchen streaming, waking both him up and Gracie up. It's also, I know you guys are like here live with me, but it gets a little weird when somebody's like listening in on the stream and they're like there in the room with you, but they're not necessarily part of the stream. I don't know, just kind of weird for me. That was wild. Yeah, that was wild. So we're going to jump straight into our stream segments. Let's see what we got. Okay, first we're going to jump into this allergy medicine. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I don't take the allergy. Like, I get up at, the alarm rings at 5:40. I got to the computer today at, 6:07, 6:10 and started working. So I got to work on that. Got to have the goal of getting to the computer by 5:45, you know? If I get to the computer by 5:45, I have a lot of time to plan potential viral segments for longs that'll make good short clips, and that will, help me grow my audience here, grow the business, grow the impact we can make. And if you guys don't know why I'm so big on building community, one second. It's a few reasons. One, community's epic. Too many people are lonely in the world. I want to help fix that. Two, after we fix loneliness, which this is not after we fix loneliness. There's always going to be people that are lonely, but I just want to be a part of welcoming people into my life and loving them well. There's a bunch of people who are struggling financially in life, and we were talking about this a little bit with Jessica and the SNAP benefits and everything that's going on there. I don't make this political, but what I do make it is kind. If people need food and we have food, it just makes me think of James too. Oh, now you guys got me on some scripture. I'm reading James for you now. Give me a second. If you don't like scripture, I'm sorry, but this is facts. Just listen to this. Act like it's... Just listen. Here we go. Faith without works is dead. If a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in food daily, this is James 2:15, ESV version. And one of you says to them, go in peace, be warmed and filled, without giving them the things needed for the body. What good is that? Right there in the Bible. If somebody is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of you says to them, go in peace and be warmed and filled, you have good intent, like you're blessing them, but you're ignoring their need. Because without giving them the things needed for the body, what good is that? And I think a lot of us have surplus resources and just aren't proximate enough to actual issues to care enough to use our surplus resources to help people. I think another thing that kind of irks me is some people take the stance of why don't billionaires give 50% of their wealth and they'll help so many people? And my rub isn't that with that question, because yes, they would. Money can solve a lot of problems. My biggest question is, We'll do some math. So you have 1 centibillionaire. Let's say it's $100 billion, which is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. $100 billion. If you give away 50% of that one person's net worth, you get $50 billion, right? But let's say there's 100 million working Americans that all give $5,000. So 10% of our income, median income in America is around 50,000, somewhere around there. So 10% of the median income in America, we have 100 million working Americans give that. That ends up being $500 billion. So as you can see, the masses giving 10% goes a lot further than one very kind billionaire giving 50%. And, you know, they probably didn't get to be a billionaire. It's like they're not all criminals, but they're not the kindest negotiators. Like they're not just giving stuff away willy-nilly. You know, it's like they value their time. They get obscene amounts of money for their time in their system. So to expect one person who probably got somewhere by putting themselves first to now do the opposite in a big way, like not just 10%, we're talking about 50%, 70%, 80%. It's like that's 80% of what they built. And the hard part is they probably have more pride around what they've built than what we've built in our lives because they probably took a lot more risk to get there. There was a lot more on the line. They might have sacrificed some close relationships. Like you hear billionaires all the time talking about how they neglect their family because they're working so much. And I'm not saying that's all of them, but it happens, right? There are some miserable rich people. There are also some miserable poor people. And so it just makes me think, like, what if instead of focusing on getting one person to give 50%, 70% of their wealth, we focus on getting 10 people around us to give 10 to 20%, to 30%, to 40%, and then slowly double, triple, quadruple the amount of resources we have over time by using our money smartly. And then that 10, 20, or 30, or 40% that we're giving continues to grow. Then eventually you could have a group of 10 buddies that do this at 20, just with some simple investing math at 65, could easily be worth 5 million, 6 million, and each of them giving off hundreds of thousands of dollars per year just off the dividends of that kind of wealth, right? And so, you know, I'm not saying that's the 50 billion we would get from a billionaire, but when you get the network effects of multiple groups of 10 doing that in a unified way, I think it produces something pretty cool, honestly. And so I don't know how I got on that rant, but it is one of my rants that we should focus on what we can control. And we can control how much we give and how much the people we can influence give. So unless you can influence that billionaire because you're their child or something, good luck. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I live in a world where I try to focus on what I can help out with. But we have a few segments we want to go over. Ooh. I like this idea. I like this idea, but it needs to be smoothed over a little bit. So let me make sure I don't have anybody in the comments, nobody calling in right now. I'm going to take some seconds and smooth over this stream segment for you guys. Give me 1 second. Man, I really don't know how I got on that billionaire shtick. Oh, it was the purpose of why I'm doing everything. Like, I just want people to be more generous and helpful. So it's like, if I can build community now and solve loneliness, those communities can rally together and solve a lot of the poverty problems that are, you know, around our world. I'm like, we need collective generosity to solve those problems because I don't think there's a shortage of resources. So my goal is to be able to build community, and stage 7 of community is interdependence towards the goal. If I can build real community and take people from small talk to more consistent activity. 2, interdependence on the goal. That's stage 1, stage 4, and stage 7. We'll be able to make that goal generosity focused. And we can rally a bunch of people to be super generous. And I think if you do that at scale, you could probably change the world. Just my thought. I don't know. So that's how I got on the billionaire stick. Because most people are expecting one super rich person to give a lot of their wealth versus having hundreds of millions who have meager means give a comparable percentage of their wealth, but combining all of that, how much you would trump, the billionaire's ability to give. So we're gonna workshop this a little bit. Let's see. Lead with curiosity, not judgment. That's not what we want. We want to. Oh, yeah. I like that, actually. Lead with curiosity, not judgment. If you focus on understanding people, it's easy to feel empathy about why they act poorly instead of. Once you understand people, you can be empathetic instead of defensive. So after you've been disappointed each time, it's time to pull back completely. But wisdom doesn't mean isolation. It means knowing the rhythm of who's safe to let in. Lower your expectations so that you can give trust in gallons. Unconditional is ultimate sacrifice with no request. Yeah, I like this actually. Hold on, guys. We're cooking with heat. First, you want to lead with curiosity, not judgment. You want to lower your expectations so you can give trust in gallons, not ounces. Mm. Be there for people. Okay, guys. Sorry, but I'm just so focused on making this segment good because I do want to talk about this. This is probably the last thing we're going to talk about all stream because I think it's so important. Mm. All right, we're going to try this. First, we need a better hook. The hook. Give me a second, guys. I like this one, actually. I like this one a lot. Oh my gosh. Let's see what the hour chart's looking like. Ooh, guys. I actually don't know. I don't know if we're going back towards that fair value gap. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's 7:30 and that thing is going strong. It's starting to change a little bit. Let's see this. I like this hook. Okay, here we go, guys. We're gonna try and run this real quick. Here we go. So, gotta text my VA. She'll kind of know, but it's like minute 28. All right, so we're gonna wait for minute 28. We're just gonna pause for a little bit. Just give me a second. Just a little. And we will learn to love you. All right, here we go. We're about to start this thing. It's possible to trust again, just not like before. After you've been disappointed a few times, it's tempting to pull back completely. But wisdom doesn't mean isolation, it means learning the rhythm of who's safe to let in. And I do that with these three things. The first one is leading with curiosity, not judgment. Once you understand people, you can be empathetic instead of defensive. The second is lowering your expectations so that you can trust people in gallons and not teaspoons. What do I mean? Unconditional love is ultimate sacrifice without expecting anything back. And the more we can approximate that in our relationships, the easier it is to let people in because we lower our expectations of what we want back. The third thing we can do is reinforce those low expectations with a strong foundation. How can you have low expectations from people? It's because you're confident in yourself and your life. For some people, that's Jesus. Others, it's family. Others, it's work. But be sure and proud of who you are and what you do so that you can be there for people without being affected disproportionately by those same people. Remember this. People are only toxic because you let them be toxic. These three things can help you navigate those tough situations without isolating yourself. Whoo. Okay. That was a little bit longer than a minute. We got to make them shorter in the future, but that was just a lot of good stuff, honestly. I like that. I'm going to talk about each of these. So it's possible to trust again, just not like before. That's the hook I started with. Man, so many people will like give their pearls to pigs, and like Proverbs speaks against that, and it's tough. And I'll only be able to explain this in the gospel sentiment because that's how I live my life. But you guys can adapt it to yourself, all you want. But like when it comes to trusting people again, it always makes me think, what is trust? And for me, trust is the ability to rely on someone for something. Which is interesting. That seems like an obvious statement, but let me tell you the nuanced version of that for me. If I'm relying on you for something, someone for something, you got to look at what are the somethings in my life. For some people, that is my past. Like if I tell you about my past, I'm relying on you to keep that a secret. For me, I don't care about that, so I'll tell you about my past. I don't care about my past because I know who I am in Christ. And so if I know he redeemed me, like my past has no power over me. So I can trust you with my past. And that is me relying on you for something, and that like you hold a piece of me that not a lot of people hold, but ultimately no one holds it. It's like anybody can hold it because only one person really holds it. Only God really holds it in a powerful way. So anybody can hold that. And so I'm not expecting anybody to keep secrets from stuff that I tell them because I'm always willing to say what I said to a person's face. Or it's like, if I said it to you, I'll say it again. And anything about my past doesn't have power over me. So that's one way I lowered my expectations. Some people might expect people to keep secrets. It's like, I can trust people with stuff about my past because I don't expect them to keep my secret. I don't expect them to hide it or protect it. And I don't expect them to protect it because I know it's already protected. You can clip that. We'll snap there. You can clip that. That's for my VA. That's the signal to clip that. So yeah, I just think, it's possible to trust again, just not like before. And it's because if you trusted before and you got hurt and now you want to pull back, it's because the foundation which you were trusting wasn't strong enough. And again, for some people, that foundation is Jesus. That's who it is for me. For others, it's family. For some, it's work. I don't know. There's many other things the foundation could be. But people typically screw you over. Like they will hurt you. That's just the nature of people. And so if you're trusting in people, ultimately you will get hurt. And ultimately that will lead to you wanting to pull back. And, that's why I trust in Jesus. And Some people are like, that's why I trust in myself. But you will probably screw you over at some point. Just saying. So yeah, it's just super helpful for me. I'm not saying that's how it has to be for everybody. Like some people have a great relationship with themselves, their family, their work, their hobbies, their hobby group. It's like that is what does it for them at that season of life. And that's okay. I'm just saying for me, it's Jesus. And because of how strong of a foundation I have in Jesus, with like how much he's forgiven me, I don't require that forgiveness from somebody else. It's nice. Like, yeah, I feel this way or that way if I don't get it or if I do get it, but ultimately I can reset myself because of the Bible and because of Christ, right? So that's just something that I think is really cool. Like, it's possible to trust again, just not like before. And I'll give you guys a story. Like, man, before I really had a personal relationship with Christ, I was pissed off at my dad. Like, I mean, I was pissed off at my dad. I was like, because of your incompetence, our family's like this, that, and the other. Like, we're struggling because you didn't do what you needed to do. Like, blame, 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 blame. And you know what you're not doing when you're blaming? You're not loving. So I wasn't loving my father. I was blaming my father. I was being the victim in the story. I was just so upset with him. And that became an adult black male in America. I was like, dang, I'm like angry about some stuff that like isn't that bad. How much worse was it in the 60s when he was growing up? I started to lead with curiosity and not judgment. And after I thought about the life he must have experienced and how human he is because of how human I am and how God loves him just like God loves me, I was able to drop my expectations because I was like, everything I wanted him to do was not really for him to do. Like, I was trusting him with stuff that he was not to be trusted with. And not to say that that's a bad thing. Like, yes, when you're a kid, your parents are supposed to provide for you, but not like God is. Like, just being frank, based on my belief system. So yeah, you know, I wanted my dad to be perfect, and no human is perfect. And so ultimately that hurt me. But through like learning about Christ, thinking about his past, being curious and not judgmental, he does stuff today that, you know, I still think is insane, but I don't get as hurt by it. Like, I don't have to pull back anymore. I can face that head on because I'm firm in Christ's love for me. So it allows me to sit there in what used to be an awkward situation or a tough situation for me, and now I can choose to love my dad through it. I can listen. You know, some of the stuff's just absurd. So that's just a really cool thing, and I think it's done wonders for our relationship. Like, we wouldn't be talking if I still felt like I did when I was 14 towards him today. We'd have a horrible relationship. But now it's like, we can call, we can talk. I'm not the best at calling him, but we do it, right? And that's because it is possible to trust again, just not like before. Like, before I was depending on him, then I built a stronger foundation. Now I no longer had to depend on him, so I could love him, which is interesting. It's so interesting. But the incentives just weren't aligned. Keeping it simple. Like, I needed something, you weren't giving it to me, and I had to love you. Like, no, I need to get to a place where I don't need something from you, and then I can love you. And the only way to not need something from somebody is to build that stronger foundation. So maybe I should have flip-flopped these. Like, build a strong foundation, and because you build a strong foundation, you can lower your expectations, and because you lower your expectations, you can lead with curiosity, not judgment. Like, I'm only judging people when there's stakes in it for me. When I feel like my ego is on the line, that's when I start judging people, right? It doesn't have to be like that. Yeah, so maybe I should flip-flop those guys. Anyway, that's a little story about me and my dad. I need to check the markets, actually. Yep. So we had our CISD. We're about to take a trade here shortly. So I'm very... you know what? I actually missed the trade. Dang it. At 7:32, there was a fair value gap. Popped into the fair value gap and has pretty much gone to target. But there's another spot right here, 245, 260, 15-point stop loss. That's where I'll be taking it. I just need to... Dang it, guys. I got two into the segment, bro. I knew exactly what was going to happen to. That's crazy. That is crazy work. 15, so we're leading with 6 contracts. See if we can get some cooking. Gonna sell here. Yeah, that's a 15 banger. Let's see if it comes up to fill me. It probably won't, but it is what it is. Guys, I straight up I kid you not, could have entered at 254, stop loss at 269. That's another 15-point stop loss, but where is it right now? 223. Straight to frickin' 2R, boy. Straight to it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I called it too. That's insanity. Y'all had me talking about the frickin' dang it. Oh. What was I even talking about? I don't even remember anymore. Leading with curiosity, not judgment. Trusting people again. I guess that's important stuff. Important enough to lose $400 when I could talk about it in 5 minutes, though. I don't know about that. Yeah, if you're live, bro. If you're on here, I'm not tweaking. I promise. Woo! Okay, guys, let's refocus up though. We still got other trading opportunities. So the fair value gap is going to be at 209. Oh wow. I mean, we don't have our trading opportunities aren't that crazy. Dang. I mean, yeah, if it hits 226, we can take a trade there. I need to see. I need to hurry up and see actually, because this might pop up on me. So from this. Okay, yeah, so we can take a trade at 226. 226. Oop. 239, 13. 13 points. You got 7. 7. Got filled on a huge bar though. Let's see. Got filled with 7. Our stop loss is going to be 26. Need 40? 0.75. 28. So 26, 198.75. So we sold, so we're going to buy on these orders. So we need this to get to 26, 10, so 12 basically. Yeah, so if it goes 3 more points, we'll be at break even, which will be good. Because I feel like I'm kind of entering at the end of the move here a little bit. So it'd be nice to be safe on break even after a good push down. A little break even action. All right, guys, I'm just going to start journaling the trade because me looking at it ain't going to change how it performs. Imagine that, huh? Oh my gosh, I said I was not on Do Not Disturb, but I sure was on Do Not Disturb. Knees weak, palms are sweaty. Pop open a set of 20. This is our 4th set. It's not looking too hot for us, ladies and gents. Too late on the move. You know, it was good. Clear 1 hour draw. It was from the high to the fair value gap / order block in the process of forming, and 23.6% of order block. 1 minute entry, CIC on our side. One mistake, move already happened. Entered late. It wasn't really a mistake, but it's just a note I want to have. And we entered when it was in the premium because we're shorting. Where did we enter at? I think it was 226. Let's see. $26 22675. $7:42 a.m. $26,240.75. 26,198.75. Now we're gonna get trading view up. Let's see. Oh, this is trade 7. Sorry guys, a little from the stream here. Silver Bullet, Forex Factory, trading view. A little overextended on this one, guys, honestly. And we had missed the winner. The concepts work, though. That is for sure. So first, we need to take the hour chart. Actually, map it. So this was the high sweep. This was the fair value gap that was forming. Ooh, guys, we've gotten so close to break even like twice now. See if we can finally make that push. In fact, we might just move to break even because it was 0.25 away. Yeah, I think I'm making the call. It can go to target or it can tag me at break even, but when it gets 0.25 away and it's struggling like it's struggling, I ain't about it. So now on the 1 minute, we need to go in here. First, I gotta delete all this 1 hour stuff. Yeah, I think I'm about to get tagged. 1 point away. Yeah, just got tagged. Totally fine. Break even trade. We were shorting. We shorted right here. I wonder if it goes on to win. Yeah, guys, so we made the decision at 0.88R to go to break even. And we'll see if that costs us a winner or not. It's another mistake. We did make that mistake, but didn't like how it was moving. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm like, now I just wanted to lose, you know? Um, okay, we're going to keep journaling this. Oh, no, we're going to wait now. Woo, buddy. It is going. This is why you trust the concepts. We'll see, though. That almost just moved to 1R again. Okay, back to the stream segment a little bit. I like this. Lower your expectations so that you can give trust in gallons, not teaspoons. A lot of people, we like to say that we are loving or intentional or this, that, and the other. But like oftentimes with humans, when we do something, we expect something back. And that is, you can call it what you want to call it, but manipulative, ultimately. And it's how the world works, really. So there's no need to like be all caught up in it, but very seldom are things just truly kind. Very seldom are we just doing something for the sake of doing it, just to love somebody, just to be kind to somebody, just to show them our love, right? And even that, we get a little something from it, like a little emotional gratification. But yeah, I don't know. It's worth noting that unconditional love pretty much never happens. There might be moments of like 99% unconditional love, but man, I don't know. It's tough to love perfectly, in my opinion. But I think if we can approximate it, the easier it is to let people in. And that's because we're not expecting anything from them. Like when you lower your expectations, when you drop your expectations, I genuinely don't think love has expectation. So when you get to drop that, you get to let people in. And when you get to let people in, that's when you get the beautiful relationships that everybody's looking for. That's when you get to trust again. Nothing get to trust again. Learn to love again. It's kind of the same thing. Learn to love, get to trust, etc., etc. Yeah, I don't know. I just like the idea of sacrifice for the greater good. I know that can be misconstrued in many areas of life, but there's something to it. There's something to being a part of something bigger than yourself. And that thing can just be loving the people around you. And that's what it is for a lot of people. And that's a good thing, right? So, guys, that's pretty much what we got for the stream today. I wanted to dive a bit more into this. Probably wish I had some more questions about it. But if you've been burned and you're trying to trust again, remember that people aren't toxic because you let them be toxic. And the 3 things you can do to make sure you don't allow toxicity into your life anymore is 2. 1, have a strong foundation. Be confident of who you are and what you do so you can be there for people without being affected by those same people. Because once you have that strong foundation, you can lower your expectations of people because you don't need anything from them anymore. Because you don't need anything, you're in relationship with them because you want to be, not because you need to be. And that's a pretty powerful thing. And then after you've built your strong foundation and lowered your expectations, you can now lead with curiosity and not judgment. You can start to understand people, be empathetic to people instead of being defensive because you have to protect something. That's what we got for you guys on the stream today. Thanks so much for joining. Hopefully we'll have some more people tuning in as the stream grows. As we grow our list, we'll be shooting out text reminders, email reminders of people who want to come on the show. If you want to be matched up with other dog parents in Austin, let me know. If you want a free poop scoop, let me know. But yeah, we'll see you guys on the next stream.